Hi everybody, how are y'all doing today? It's up, it's live, look at our unicorn, spirit guide. It's kind of hard to see on the camera, but... Do you smell it? It's Pear and Salvia, which is Clary sage. Hello. Well, this is we do these, I do these every time we launch a new spirit guide, but this is our unicorn spirit guide that launched literally 3 minutes ago. So I like to do a candle lighting every time I launch a new guide, so that it's the first time that the entire guide has been lit. From start to finish, we finally have gotten it all down, doing a bunch of testers, but we save the initial lighting of the ones that we make for now. So I'll read it. I'm going to give some people some time to join, and then I'll read what I wrote about the spirit guide, about the unicorn, and I'll read through the entire kind of thing and do a little meditation, and then we'll light the unicorn spirit and invite it in, okay? How's everybody doing today? Thank you. Hi. Are you having a good day? Did you get a chance to meditate yet? I have not. I have been working up to the minute because I'm a perfectionist and I wanted everything to be perfect. So it literally could not have happened any better. Oops. Take a couple deep breaths. So if everybody that's in here, there's a good amount already, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on the lighting ceremony. So I'm going to do a little bit of a sound bowl healing. I've got some music going on in the background. I'm going to invite the unicorn spirit guide in. But first, I really want to get grounded. I am going to do a general and pull some cards as well, but I want to get the candle lit, and then we'll see what the unicorn wants to bring through for everybody that's in the room. Hi, Mama. That's my mama. Okay. All right, unicorn spirit guide. We invite you in. I ask that all of my spirit guides and my ancestors please invite this unicorn spirit in and provide a bubble of protection around us. I'd like to communicate with y'all for the highest good, and please bring through only messages of love and light and what we need to receive in this moment. I cleanse anything in myself that does not serve me. If you would like to be a part of this healing, just say I accept this healing and for the highest good, for my highest good. And I'm going to do some sound bowl. We'll see what spirit brings up. They're just really happy to have me sitting down finally and just connecting with y'all. So thank y'all for being here for our launch. It's something I look forward to. This is our second time doing a live for our spirit guide launch, so it's pretty exciting to have that build up, and then I really enjoyed playing the game of guessing what y'all thought was the scent and what y'all thought everything was. So we ended up going, just so y'all know, with Pear and Salvia, which is Clary sage. You can't smell it, but it smells, Todd and I were talking about it, and we said it kind of reminds us of walking into like a candy shop as a kid, like an innocence of that kind of sweetness. It's really nice. It's not overly sweet, but it's got a really nice, fruity, little slight floral at the back end. It's really, really nice. And there's the unicorn. Which maybe I can turn on the flip camera, mirror your video. Okay, oof, this always throws me off, but just so y'all can actually see. Oh, I don't know how to do it. There's the unicorn. Actually, I have a better idea. We're gonna move. Because I can flip you. Okay, flip the camera. Okay, so here is the unicorn spirit guide. Salvia and Pear, protection and magic are the key words. On the side here, unicorn spirit is here to provide protection, and it can be called upon to cleanse any space. If needed, unicorn can be a fierce companion when clearing obstacles on the path of your spiritual journey. Unicorn brings salvation, justice, good luck, and blessings. It acts as a catalyst when kickstarting our imaginations, bringing color back to our vision that may have gotten bogged down by the dualities of this world. And we'll move over to the other side here. You see all this magic it's creating, like this portal energy and this color magic that it's got. Unicorn spirit is a mythical energy of pure magic. Its use of color magic gives Unicorn access to all dimensions. It is capable of healing all versions of yourself, calling your power back across all timelines, dimensions, and realities. With access to portal magic, it helps us to release the old version of ourselves in order to integrate new DNA. Unicorn offers you its back to ride through the portals it creates into new realities, realities we co-create through our imagination. That's the Unicorn Spirit Guide. All right, I'm going to flip us back around here. Thank y'all. I'm going to flip us back around and let's see here. There we go. Okay. Are y'all ready to light it? Let's do it. Okay. Unicorn Spirit, please come in and provide protection and cleanse anything inside of us that does not serve us. I invite all aspects of me to be brought back to me now through all dimensions and timelines and portals. And I ask that it be cleansed for my highest good and that you incorporate it back into my DNA. I accept this new integration. I accept this new higher version of myself. I accept the grief that comes along with that loss of that old version of you, as Unicorn is here to bring that magic, that purity of imagination, that purity of our inner child, that lens that we can apply to anything to create beauty. Once we apply that imagination, we start to create the reality that we really want to attract. If we get bogged down in certain aspects of light or shadow, we become trapped in that cycle, whether it be light or shadow. Unicorn wants to help take you from wherever you are and guide you through these portals, these dimensions, to bring you to wholeness and balance. That's what Unicorn wanted to say. Thank you, Unicorn. Thank you, Spirit. Let's see. Ears are ringing. Oh, I brought horns. This just felt like it was fitting, except for, I'm still on the invert mode. That throws me off. Let me turn that off. I don't want to mirror my video. Oh wait, no, that's inverted mode. I don't know anymore. I'm in too many dimensions. Unicorn is taking me. Okay, let's set this up here. Let's see if I can get it to where it's right next to the chat. That's perfect. That's even better. Yeah, the horn I think makes it. But we will set these here as a little offering for the Unicorn Spirit. Okay, I am gonna do a reading now. Take a couple deep breaths, connect. We have the Unicorn Spirit coming in and providing that cleansing that we were discussing, providing that portal energy and that color magic, because color holds a frequency, and everything is made up of frequency and made up of vibrations. So as you're using that color magic, as that color magic is being brought in, that's why colors are associated with different vibrations. You know, red is a lower vibration, and we can only see certain colors because of those frequencies that we are able to see. But there's a lot more than that. And so the Unicorn can help us access those things in order to bring those healings into ourselves, you know? Yes. Oh, hey, Trisha. Ooh, the candle, literally the moment I saw your name, Trisha, it sparked. It was calling for you. It was calling for you. See, I feel like it needs to go this way. There we go. Mm-hmm. School finishing. What do you mean? I'm sorry, I don't understand. Hello. Okay, so take a deep breath. Ask for the Unicorn Spirit to make its presence known to you. Every time I light this I set the intention with our wicks and with our candles that every time you light that wick, it's a golden thread of energy that is connected directly to that spirit guide. So in this case, it's connected directly to the unicorn spirit. And so whenever you light it, that activates that fuel, that activates that line. And so that guide will start to be able to come through a little bit clearer. I really have noticed like that first burn is super important because it's your hello to that spirit guide. It's like you are the first time really meeting it in this way, right? Because I believe that you have the power to access all of your spirit guides at any time that you'd like. Unicorn may not even be one of your main spirit guides, but that doesn't mean that you can't utilize its energy and that it's not meant to do some kind of healing or provide something for your life. And simply by being here in this live, you're working with the unicorn spirit guide and its energies that we're creating with this portal, to create something good, to create something sweet and nice into the universe, kind, right? Will I finish with all my health problems? Will I finish with all my health problems? Look, so I'm going to do a general. So take discern what's meant for you out of the messages that come up from the unicorn. But I want you to know that you create your reality. You are healed. I am healthy. Continue to tell yourself that you are healthy. Continue to talk to your water and ask for your water to heal you. Reintegrate that DNA because unicorn is here to work with your DNA, to help you to heal in all aspects. But that does not mean that it is just a pill that's going to get rid of all of your problems. You have to co-create with the unicorn and co-create with spirit in your own healing and find what works for you and what healing you need to do in order to clear some of these blockages in these pathways, right? But it's all for the highest good. So know and trust that you're on this journey and that you're being guided in the best way that you kind of can discern. I'm energetically recovering from my own live listening as you fill my soul back up. Oh, yay. Unicorns here and pouring. Just so much like rainbow color. I thought it was so fitting. I didn't even thank you for the flowers. I didn't even mean for it to come out during Pride Month, but I just think it was so fitting that it felt so fitting with the idea of all the color magic, and it was hard not to incorporate it, but the unicorn had a very specific message that it wanted to bring through. And I think it's funny because every time I work with these guides, I don't realize how intense and how they'll work their way in small ways into my life. And so this is each one is kind of like where I'm at in my journey at the time, which is really cool. As the unicorn does that. Yep. Mm-hmm. Love it. Okay, I'm going to pull a couple cards. So talk to that unicorn. My ear is ringing, so there's a lot of the unicorns helps you with seeing these portals that you're ready to leave behind, that you're ready to close. Because I kind of look at energy in our lives, right? So my outlook on energy and things that happen, whether it be traumatic, whether it be positive, whether anything, it's energy, right? And when two energies are kind of meeting, you have this intermingling of energy. So you have this idea that maybe this event could have created a portal, which in turn created a whole slew of trauma or whatever's associated with it that's held inside of your vessel or held inside of your energetic body. This is talking about karma from past lives, if you believe in past lives, or karma from ancestors and healing ancestral karma and ancestral things that are kind of attached to your lineage and attached to your DNA. And so those are things that unicorn can kind of help you see shine out a light, really focus in, because the horn that comes from its third eye is just like a direct beacon to spirit. So you picture this idea, this antenna that spirit is able to communicate to you through. And so envisioning your own horn as you're communicating with this spirit guide can really help for you to see exactly what you're working with and wanting to release. I even just heard to draw out a diagram and to have yourself in the center and then to draw lines to things that you are feeling like you're trying to release, and envision the unicorn bringing that light, that color magic to it to dissolve it. All this kind of gunkiness, this dark black gunkiness that you're finding in your body or in your journey, really just bring that unicorn and that imagination to it. Because the moment you bring that imagination to it, and for example, sometimes when I shower and I feel extremely low energy, I envision that the water that's coming out of the faucets is from the fairy fountains in Zelda, because that really resonates for me. And so I tell you, when I do it, I feel different when I get out of the shower. I feel different whether it's that day or the next day. It's like than when I just kind of take a shower. So finding ways to use your imagination to tell your body to believe a little bit more in magic, to incorporate more magic into the way that you're working with your system. Because if you tell your body that this is doing this for you, your body's going to say, oh, okay, cool. We're doing that. Cool. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to create. Now your DNA, the more you do that, it builds up. And your DNA suddenly has been replaced. And suddenly, instead of being in the shower and you find the shower a time that you're anxiety filled and rallying through all the tasks you didn't accomplish that day, now in the shower, you're pretending to shower under a fairy fountain. And you're like calling upon the unicorn energy to cleanse and provide protection and to get rid of all these things, these old versions of you, these old patterns that you fall back into. Unicorn can help you right away from that. Unicorn can help you in that moment. You call that spirit and you say, I want to go this direction instead. What deck will you be using? Can't wait to see. Okay, yeah, that's a good term. Okay. I've got like 5 or 6 underneath, but I'm going to start with the portal. I've got the Hidden Worlds Oracle deck here. And I really want to do some portal energy. Just got a vision of turning off a faucet. See? And my right side is really activated right now, which lets me know that my guides are really like... And look, this is the one that just flipped out. The Isle of Wonders. Revelation, teaching, discovery. Look at all that water. What were we just talking about? The fact that water came up and then here is all these avenues, all these rivers. Look at it like a sanctuary. And Unicorn is here to provide that sanctuary, to create that sanctuary in yourself, in your vessel. Because if you carry that sanctuary around in your vessel, if you carry that protection and that knowing that I am constantly being guided in the right direction, I am constantly being guided to the healing pools that I need, to the rests that I need to take. And look, the number on the card is 4. And we launched at 4:44 today. And we started the live at 4:44. So, whoa. Just yeah, awesome. Shift off. Yeah. My right side is on fire right now too, throbbing. Look, so that's something in your body that's wanting to be released right now, Trisha. And I kind of feel it too, I think as a collective, because my third eye is like pulsating. And I felt almost like this horn, and envisioned it kind of out, and I felt this energy coming from my right hand side kind of going up to that and channeling out. And so really picture that this color, whatever kind of protection color really calls to you, and allow it to swirl through your body. I really kind of have, since I can do this instead. You see all these like little magical portals here of color. Let those kind of wash through your system. All those portals right there. Let those kind of pulsate. Feel them kind of rippling through. Envision that as we're going to this Isle of Wonders. Let's see what revelation we're going to have. Let's see what teaching and discovery, by taking the time to rest, by taking the time to really nourish our vessel and nourish our body, mind, and soul and spirit. My soul and spirit are the same, but you know what I mean. So by taking that time, you see how there's just so much abundance waiting for us. And it's almost like we've been wandering in search of this. And so Unicorn came at that time for me as well, where I'm ready to be in and create and be in this portal, this flow. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to pull, actually I don't want to do that one yet. I want to pull, I really felt called to do this Starseed Oracle because we're talking about dimensions so much. So I'm going to pull a Starseed Oracle card. Hello! Welcome to, we are doing a unicorn lighting ceremony. We've called upon the unicorn spirit guide that we just launched today. This is the art there, and it's got all the messages on the side. You can go check out the link in my bio if you'd like to look at it. So right now we're working with its energy and we're celebrating its launch. My music stopped. That's interesting. Alexa, play Spotify. I remember Soul Plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Ooh. Do you see how she's dipping her hands into this like portal energy? And we're talking about receiving this, it's almost as if she's, look, it's almost as if she's literally tapping in to receive that download, to really receive the information and feeling that plan. Your spirit and you're fighting. You kind of are at a disagreement with each other. You both want to go in different directions, is what I'm feeling. And you need to remember that this is a soul plan. The fated life versus the destiny life. That's really, really interesting. Let's see what the second card is here. The seas of Mintaka. Look, oceans again. We have water yet again. My right side. Alexa, skip. Maybe she's not playing that. Alexa, skip. There we go. Will Adrian and I come into contact romantically soon? Alyssa, she, her, and he, him. So I'm doing collective right now, so just take what resonates for you. I'm tapping in and I'll see. My heart started fluttering and I feel like it feels kind of, honestly, like it really doesn't feel like one way or the other. I didn't feel pulled negatively or positively. I'm feeling my pull right now. My favorite number is 4. This is awesome. Oh, great. Okay, let me continue here. Spirit wants to bring something through for you, though. Hold on. For Adrian and romantically, let's see what it... Do something spontaneous came out, okay, Alyssa? So Alyssa, do something spontaneous. See what, whatever that means for you. Do something spontaneous. And then the sacral chakra. Work on your worthiness, on your ability to feel worthy. This person, though, maybe they feel like a counterpart to you. Maybe they feel like someone that provides a lot of strength and that you're really hoping that they can work out. Really make sure that you're tapping into your power and not being dragged out of your state of confidence. For anybody. Okay? You're feeling your power now. Okay, so let's see here. The seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. See, so we're bringing that back. We're bringing our subconscious to light. Remember what I was talking about earlier with the unicorn, helping us to shine that light directly on the things that are ready to be released, and how it can create that portal through that energy of release, right? It can create that portal and provide healing to that part of you. It really calls back fragments of yourself as well. So if there's things that, like for example, you had something traumatic that happened and you're ready to heal it, the unicorn will bring it up for you if it's time. But if it's not ready for you, the unicorn is part of your plan. It's for your highest good. And that's why I am very adamant about stating anytime you're working with anything that it's be for the highest good. Because you don't want to force something that your body or your vessel is not ready for. But if there's something that's meant to come up, give yourself that space to actually receive it and to grieve it. Because you're now remembering unconscious things that you weren't aware of. Things from these isles of wonder, right? Things that seem very grounding and centering for you. So let's see here. I'm going to pull some tarot cards. I'm going to use this mermaid deck. Where are the collective? Where are we in our journey right now, Spirit? What do we need to know, Unicorn? What do we need to know? Unicorn, do you have a message to bring through? All right, let's see here. What do y'all need to know? Okay, Ace of Pentacles came right out, which means that there's hidden treasures to be found. There is an opportunity that could lead to great abundance and great wealth. It's just sitting there on the table for you. Look, Two of Pentacles right afterwards. The moment that you recognize this wealth that's hidden from you. It's not hidden. It is there for you, but that you don't perceive as wealth. So really look back at things that you've thought before, ideas that you've recently had or had in the past that maybe that you wrote off and thought wouldn't work. Really tap into what that could be, because maybe that is your key to prosperity, because you've got the Two of Pentacles going forward very quickly. Right after that, juggling an idea. You have a fish coming out of the water, this rabbit feeling, yep, the Fool. So this idea, this monetary, this thing that has, I'm really getting a sense that it was something that you wanted to do in the past, but that you did not think that you would be able to handle. And so that if you look back at it, and if something came to mind right away, then that's definitely it. Don't get yourself, don't get yourself in a circle. I was just thinking it. Almost like Spirit was telling me you're revealing too much, because these people will think it over and analyze what that idea is, and you're going to go looking back and try to say, well, is this it? Is this it? Is this it? What felt right is the idea. So remove this blindfold that you've put yourself on. You are protected. You have these swords around you. You have put yourself in this situation, is what I'm hearing, because you're worried of the battle that's ahead. But know that you have the strength. The unicorn will dissolve that. The unicorn, because you're feeling like, I don't want to start over. I don't want to do this again. I don't want to have to go back and forth and back and forth. I don't want to have to juggle these two monetary decisions. I feel like this. How can I then take on this task? Right? Because you're worried that this is what you're going to face. What will you really face? If you can move past it. Do it anyway. That's what I'm hearing. Do it anyway. Look, the Emperor. Out of balance. The Emperor. Do it anyway. The King doesn't just do, really put yourself in the position of like a king, having to make a decision that is on that drastic way that no matter what decision you make, you're between a rock and a hard place. You've got two sides to every story. That's the duality. Not being caught in the duality. That's what the unicorn's message is. Not being caught in the duality of your journey. Really letting yourself have a new portal, this new way through. Because anytime we're trapped on one side of the coin, whether it be light, shadow, duality is in everything. It's always got to be a box. There's always got to be, you're on this side or you're on that side. There, you gotta create your way of walking through life and trust your way of walking through life. Because it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, because we're floating on a rock in the middle of space, and we came here to pave our own paths. We didn't come here to just follow the status quo and do this and do that. We came here to shine and to be a light and to heal ourselves and to reconnect with the true innate power that we are and the oneness that is. So it's hard to see that, because we feel so caught in the duality, But do it anyways. Let go of this idea that you have to do exert X, Y, and Z, or have this plan be X, Y, and Z before you take this monetary idea forward. It's time to just take it forward. You'll figure it out. Spirit wants you to just dive in, because that's why the Emperor came out of balance. You don't see that yet. You don't see how you actually are going to dive into this new thing and be an emperor in it. You're actually going to dive into this new thing and really thrive and feel way more in balance. Yeah, the world just came out. You're going to dive into this Emperor, and instead of you perceive that you're going to be out of balance, that you're not going to be able to handle it, call on that unicorn spirit. Call on that unicorn spirit and ask for it to really make you reimagine. Remember when we were kids and you just used to look at a day and nothing was even a thought. It was just what was bringing you joy in that moment. And then after that moment, what's going to bring you joy in the next moment? And it's like we hammer out of our kids that has to go. You've got to put that aside. That's only in specific moments that you can apply that imagination. But in reality, we can have that imagination actually in everything. And if we applied that lens more, we would find way more solutions to things, because we wouldn't be caught up in the hard hammer future of it. And I saw a TikTok that I really liked, and it worked with the unicorn that it really made me think of. And it was I don't remember who. And it was that when you're looking at the past, or when you're thinking of the past, or when you're thinking of the future, that is when you're in the 3D. That's when you're trapped in the 3D and can't get out of it. Always trying to think, I've got to have this and that and plan, and this and this and that and this, and then if I don't have this together, then that's not going to come through. And if I don't go do this today, then that's not going to come through. And beating yourself up for not doing that, or not having the energy, or not being able to do it because you're just doing too damn much, and you didn't give yourself the rest and the proper idea to be able to accomplish the 15,000 goals that we set out. And now you're beating yourself up because you had all these envisionments, and now it just feels like this mountain that you can't climb, because it's like, I already am so far behind on that mountain, and I've got all these other mountains that I'm in the middle of climbing. Whereas if you just got present, that's when you're operating in the 5D. When you're present and you're actually just experiencing what's bringing you joy in that moment, and trusting that the next moment will also bring you joy and will lead you to the exact thing that you need to do. Right? This doesn't mean just throw caution to the wind and be like, I plan nothing. This means that innately as humans, we all overanalyze and overthink and overplan everything. Especially nowadays. We overthink, and it has to be go, 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 go. You know? Disconnect from that a little bit. That's how we feel, right? We either can disconnect from it, or we're in it. There is no, that's extreme, right? Where's the balance? I needed the first step. A new idea birthed with eclipse. I told Spirit, show me how to do it in a way that won't want to throw me out of balance. Good. See, that's amazing. Yeah. Show me how to do it. I love that. See, y'all, that's a great thing to do. Just right there, what Trisha was saying. Whenever Spirit's bringing this new thing to you, if you feel like it's this new idea and you're afraid, first, tell yourself, I'm going to do it anyways. Second, say, Spirit, thank you for the roses. How do I do this without getting myself out of balance, without getting myself into anxieties or into too many triggers, right? And here you are with my candle to keep calling that in. I love it. See, yay, I love it. See, Trisha, your and I's journey. Thank you for the roses. Our journey is so linked. Spirit always has you one step ahead of me. Anything for me, no. Okay, so I'm doing general. I'm gonna go ahead and cleanse this real quick, and I want to call in the spirit guide. All these energies, all these blindfolds, right, y'all? So everybody that's in here right now, we're releasing this blindfolds. Okay, we're gonna let this blindfold fall off, even if you just got in here. The blindfolds that are making you believe that you are not worthy and that you cannot accomplish the things that you're setting out to do. And the blindfolds that stop you from doing it with an imagination, that stop you from finding imaginative and creative and fun ways of living your life. Everything that you do in your life, instead of being trapped in the monotony of the things that you have to do. Why do we find ourselves trapped? Let's clear out some room. Things have to, that means that it's time for change and for clearing out, because we're holding on to old versions of ourselves that needed these things to be this way. And now it's this new person that wants to be this new way of shining. And we can't be both. Right? We have to become the new person. But it's almost like this image of paddling in a canoe and your old self clinging on desperately. And it's time to sever that connection. And that comes with a lot of grieving as you're really, for me, it really ties into the dark night of the soul in the spiritual journey. Right? That's what this unicorn is kind of symbolizing, the dark night of the soul. And where we are feeling that connection of integrating this new DNA and integrating this new version of ourselves and this higher aspect, this higher self that has stepped in versus this old version of ourselves. But we resist change naturally. So cleanly allowing ourselves to have the space to grieve, to really let that blindfold come off in its natural state, in its natural way, because you cannot rush forward. You can't be in the dark night of the soul and say, well, I'm ready to just be at the next step. You still have to allow your body, your mind, your soul, all aspects of everything, and have the faith, paciencia y fe, have the patience and the faith that your guides are working with you and you're always being guided to your highest purpose. And the moment you start to really believe that, the magic will show itself. The magic comes right through. That's why unicorn is just a pure magical energy. It has a mythical magic to it, and it can traverse through all dimensions. And so allowing it to go and to carry you to these dimensions, right? It doesn't mean that you're really going to be like sitting on a unicorn and riding through dimensions. But that doesn't mean that you can't do a meditation where you visualize this, where you call it in, where you do breath work and you call it in and you call in that unicorn spirit guide and ask for it to bring you in cleansing and protection, especially if you have our candle while you're burning it. Link in bio. But especially while you're doing that, you can literally do it at any time though. 222. Oh, I love it. Thank y'all. I'm doing wonderful. How are you? But calling that unicorn and writing in your mind to these different aspects of your journey. Go back in time to things that really triggered you. Thank you for the flowers. That really triggered you if you feel ready. And change the story. Look at it through a new lens and just walk yourself through it. You know, I got an image of, you know, kind of in WandaVision when Wanda goes with Agatha Harkness and she takes her through all these doors and goes through all these portals to revisit all her traumas. Sorry, spoiler warning if you've not seen it. But walking through all these traumas, it's very much that way. That's the spiritual journey in a lot of ways, you know? And it's funny how when you start going through that spiritual awakening, when you start seeing it, you start to see it everywhere and how it's found its way. And it's been there all the time. The Truman Show, The Matrix, a million of them. Hello, love. Okay. So we're severing those blindfolds, right, y'all? The unicorn is coming in. It is riding in. Okay, yeah, I think it is still on the mirror flip. I don't understand. Wait, can y'all read the... Oh, I think you can. Spirit guide candles. Okay, then okay, that makes sense anyways. I just always feel like I look weird during the mirror flip. Okay, I'm going to do a little bowl sounding. If you're staying, I'm going to do one more reading. If not, this is a really good jumping off point. If you feel like you're ready to go, just call in your energy of protection. Really ask for thank the spirit guide, the unicorn spirit guide, for all the protection and all the healing that we just did. I'll send you out with a bell dong here. And then we're going to continue to the second phase where I think I'm going to get a little bit more... I'm going to do some essential oil cards, some magic cards. I'm going to pull some sticks to see what things that we can take, what steps that we can take to really integrate this unicorn spirit guide in our journey, and what steps that we can take to really release these things. Aw, thank you so much. Thank you. This one I haven't. Oh, there's a little squirrel and he's like dancing out there. He's doing like this. Hi, little squirrel friend. Some of y'all really wanted the squirrel. I'm gonna announce who won as well. Is she in here? Okay, she's not in here. So only 5. I had 5 actual entries. Trisha, you got an entry because we did protection and magic, and then the essential oils were our Salvia, which is Clary sage, which someone that said sage got an entry, and Pear. Okay. We're going to open up a new portal here, Spirit. Enhance the portal that we've already been creating. I ask that the Spirit Guide, the Unicorn Spirit Guide, please be here. Do y'all want me to read the candle again? It's okay if you don't. You can say no. But I can read the candle again if anybody was in here and didn't hear it. As we activate this portal, I'm going to start doing a little bit of Reiki energy work. So if you would like to receive any of that, I am opening this. Sage felt appropriate for the unicorn. You know, really cleansing out, protection. It just felt like whenever you want to call on it. Yay! Okay, you haven't heard it yet. Okay, then I'll read it. Okay. I may incorporate some light language. This portal feels a little bit more intense because we've already been working now for a second with the guide. Really allow yourself to get centered. Take a deep breath all the way in. Release. Ooh, I feel... I feel that. I don't know whose that is, but I'm going to take it if you release it. Just say I release it. I don't know whose that is, but oh, it's all the way around to your back side. Okay, you're letting it go very easily though. Good job. Keep releasing. Whoever this is resonating for, keep releasing. I'm pinching it out of you, okay? Just kind of a gunky little tendrily feeling thing. And we're bringing light to it. Help that last bit. I'm called for a crystal. Let's see what's nearby. Oh, hi. Okay, spirit. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. So, right. I felt it. Okay, good job. Good job, good job. Really breathe. It's okay if you're not feeling anything. The healing may not be for everyone, but I am setting the intention just like with sending Reiki afar. If you accept this energy healing, I am combing through your energy field, your aura. I'm picturing, because there's a lot of energy in our cell phone, so I'm picturing the energy that's coming from the cell phone being alchemized as it goes into your palms or wherever you have it sitting. It is being alchemized and making its way into your system to alchemize all of that cell phone, all of that energy that is not serving you. We are alchemizing all of that for the highest good and only with your permission to release it. Okay, good job. Okay. Imagine I farted in the room. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. I love it. I already alchemized it, though. I alchemized that fart. That's what I felt releasing. Look, you're alchemizing it. It's being released one way or the other. Okay. All right, I'm going to read the candle now. All right, Unicorn Spirit Guide. I kind of wish I could make it higher, but y'all can always swipe over to the... Okay. See, I'm going to show you the image one more time. TikTok doesn't do a great job with making things sharp. But, okay. Unicorn Spirit is here to provide protection. I actually think I'm going to do light language and Reiki during it, okay? So feel this portal opening up. Say, I surrender for the highest good. A portal of love and light and color magic. We're inviting the Unicorn Spirit, which invites protection, love, light through all dimensions, all timelines. We are cleansing anything in this room that doesn't serve any of us as we create this room of love and this room of sending this energy not only into ourselves but into the earth. This mythical energy is here to provide healing to our entire planet. And by providing that healing to us, we provide that healing to the earth. So next time that you touch your feet to the earth, remember that unicorn energy, that mythical being energy, that the moment that you reveal that pearl, that you release that energy into the earth as well, you will receive what you put out into this world will come back to you. And so if you allow for the unicorn to bring this color magic into your aura, into your energy field, and allow for that to flow through you into the earth, to all of these animals, to all of these things that need our assistance, these guides and these spirit guides that are calling for us to help our earth, calling for Gaia to be assisted, calling for us to help all of the rivers, all of the rainforests, all of the animals that need assistance, even if only in an energetic way, even if only by simply providing a prayer, a thought, a hope for a future where we do not misuse, where we do not abuse our connection with the earth. Because once we connect again, once we connect again to that source energy, once we connect again to Gaia, we will be higher than we've ever been before. We will be technologically more advanced than we've been since maybe Lemuria, Atlantis, since times of technology being at a place with your spiritual connection. So invite this energy, this remembrance. I remember. Say, I remember. I am love. I am light. I am abundant. Sorry, that was probably fast. Ooh, that was good. Release. Say, I'm why. I know. Okay. Unicorn spirit is here to provide protection. It can be called upon to cleanse any space. If needed, unicorn can be called, if any space. If needed, unicorn can be a fierce companion when clearing obstacles on the path of your spiritual journey. Justice, unicorn brings salvation, justice, good luck, blessings. It acts as a catalyst when kickstarting our imaginations, bringing color back to our vision that may have gotten bogged down by the dualities of this world. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Unicorn Spirit Guide. All right, Unicorn Spirit is a mythical energy of pure magic. Its use of color magic gives Unicorn access to all dimensions. It is capable of healing all versions of yourself, calling your power back across all timelines, dimensions, and realities. With access to portal magic, it helps us to release the old versions of ourselves in order to integrate new DNA. Unicorn offers you its back to ride through the portals it creates into new realities, realities that we co-create through our imagination. Unicorn, protection and magic. Yay, Unicorn Spirit! Whew, that was a big channel message there from Unicorn. So let's move right on into the reading. Okay, so for the collective, everybody that's here, Unicorn Spirit, what message do you have for us? Here we go, there's two. I pulled 2 essential oil cards. Just give me 1 second here to get a little bit of energy going. Okay, nourishment. Resilience. Okay, see? Oh, y'all, this candle smells so good. It really smells like you just walked. It's Salvia. I was about to speak in Spanish. It's Salvia and Pear. Salvia and Pear, which is Clary sage and pear. It smells like you're walking, like you were a kid walking into a candy shop again. Like nice and sweet, but has like little hints of floral. The salvia adds a tiny bit of smokiness, but I really wanted the pear to come through. That was what the scent I really felt called to. Okay, what portal are we going through right now? What portal are we going through, Unicorn? What portal are we going through, Unicorn? Where are we going right now in our journey? Where are we going as a collective energy as we heal these things inside of ourselves in our journey through? Okay, we've got two portals. Wow, so we've got 2 paths here. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep it this way. Okay, so let's see here. This is interesting. Okay, so I'm going to say pile 1 and pile 2. Pick a pile, 1 or 2, and you can listen to both, but I'm feeling kind of like there's 2 different messages that want to come through. So I've got 1 pile that's going to be pile 1 and 1 pile that's the second. So just throw up in the comments whether you pick 1 or 2. I'm searching for salvia. You mean like the actual herb or the plant? So I have its essence in an essential oil in this candle. 2, lots of pile 2s. Okay, 1. Okay, I'm gonna keep going while y'all kind of say it. Pile 1 or pile 2? Pile 1 or pile 2? Ooh. Oh, they're already kind of falling off to the sides. Okay. So these are the sticks for pile 1. These are the sticks for pile 2. Is there? I want 1 more for pile 1. Oh no, too many. Okay, maybe it was just meant to be 2. 1 more for pile 1. 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 Nope. Okay, pile 1. All right, and I want to pull an art meditation card here. It's going to take me a minute to get through pile 1, okay, y'all? So if you want to go, like if you're picking pile 2 and you want to take a little break, you can go. And then, but there'll probably be messages for everybody because I was doing it as a collective. And I almost felt this choice of path. So if you're feeling at a crossroads right now, y'all, because the real sense that Spirit gave me was this crossroads. And so I divided it into 2 piles so that way you could have 2 opposite, readings. But if one really called to you, then go with that pile. But if the other pile really might have messages for you for the direction that you could have gone, or at least to learn why pile 1 is the right pile for you, right? Or maybe there was lessons that you could learn from that option, right? Always 2, but we shall see. Okay. All right, pile 1, Unicorn. Give me a card for pile 1. Give me a card for pile 1. Alexa, volume up. This is the one for pile 1. Give me a card for pile 2. Give me a card for pile 2. Give me a card for pile 2. Give me a card for pile 2, unicorn. Oh, there it is. Thank you. All right, I'm going to start building a little pile here because this is the order I want it. Cool. I'm liking this. And now I want some tarot cards for you, which we're going to stick with the mermaid. I really wanted to go magical, and my niece got me these mermaid cards, and I'm just obsessed with them. I have not stopped using them. They're just so beautiful. She picked them out all herself for me, and she loves unicorns, so she's so excited about this unicorn spirit guide launching. I don't know if y'all saw my video of her talking on TikTok about the messages that she felt, and it worked. Literally, it was pretty much what I had already written. So she's so in tune. She already knew. Tarantula and crossroads came up in my life. See, look. So feeling at a crossroads. That's... Hello. Hello. Okay, so pile 1. What are your tarot cards? Ooh. Actually, I'm going to do 2 different... I need another tarot deck. Pile 2. No. Okay. Ooh, there it is. That's the 3rd card. 1 second, y'all. I'm going to grab a deck here. What do I want? Pile 2. Okay, I'm gonna go, this is what I felt. This is like a storyteller deck, pile 2, so I'm gonna do this one for pile 2. Pile 2. How old? Pile 2. How old am I? Is that what you're asking? I'm 30. I just turned 31 on June 1st. Okay, that's pile 2 there. Is there another message for pile? Oh, yep, okay. Okay, that's pile 2. I'm going to pull 1 starseed for each one here. I like a lot of cards, so this I'm going to try to be as specific as I can, y'all. This is pile 1 here. We'll see what cards Spirit brings up for everybody. Pile 2, or road number 2. Okay, there we are. Trisha, I already see something on here. It's already feeling like I know pile 2 is for you, and it's hilarious because I... Okay, do I want anything else? Yes, I want this. Ooh, and I do want that too. Okay, pile 1. Pile 1 unicorn, pile 1. These are a cool deck. Pile 1. Oh, there it is. Pile 2. Okay, there it is. Ooh, pile 2. Pile 2. Pile 1, is there anything else for you, pile 1? Oh, okay. Okay. Hecate, I need you to stop bringing 3 cards out. Hecate loves to bring 3 cards out for me when I do readings because she knows how important 3 is for me, and aw, happy birthday, thank you so much. Agree, love you. Aw, thank y'all. I love all of you, and I'm sending so much positive light and energy and healing from this unicorn spirit guide on your journey. There's pile 1. Aw, thank you. That's very sweet. I love the mix of things. Yeah, me too. I have so much. It's kind of like my energy, very chaotic. So I like to, I like to incorporate lots of things. Okay, so I'm going to attempt something here as well. Pile 2. What Lumeria card? I wasn't paying attention. Spirit said unicorn. What card for pile 2? There it is. Okay. I think that's it. Unless Spirit makes me do any clarifiers. Let's hope not. Okay, let's see if this works. I'm going to put pile 2 down here to the bottom. Okay. Ooh, good song. Alexa, volume up. March. All right, y'all. Let's see here. This is going to work for some of it, but I'm not going to be able to do it the whole time. All right, let's see here. What message? We're going to work from bottom. We're going to flip it around and go this way. Okay. Childlike with all. Yeah. I like that. Childlike. Yeah, I've embraced it. Trust me. I've embraced my wildness, my chaos. I was like growing up, and obviously any of my friends, they've always been like, you're so much. And I'm like, I know. I'm amazing. You can't help that. Okay. Goddess of Earth, pile 1. Let's see if I can get this in. So don't report me, please. There's going to be some stuff in here. Oh, look, she's being covered. Do you see how she's kind of going forward? The Goddess of Earth is trying to really bring a message of being in flow already. Just by that being, trusting your worthiness. Trusting your worthiness and really being in flow as you go forward and trust this journey, right? I'm actually going to change this. see if I can do this. Because I want you, like right there. To my own drum, march to my own. I don't like that. Y'all can tell my need to have everything in its spot. But I need a spot too. Now because I couldn't talk to you. And I have to be able to talk to you. Oh, thank you. That's my mama. Okay. All right, y'all. Pile 1. Let me reground here. Pile 1. It is. All right, so the goddess of earth, like we were talking about, keeping that ground. See how she's focusing on her breath here? Right there. She's focusing on her breath, really letting in the things that are meant to ground her while these kind of spirits are being sent her way. So let's see that's the meditation portal. So I'm going to let you just kind of stare at that while I look at the next card here. Let's see here. So the portal that we're going through, because this is an art meditation portal, so I'm going to get a grasp of everything we have here, Pile 1, and then I'll kind of be able to tell you the messages. So we have the goddess of earth, and then we have the hidden worlds, changing consciousness, awareness, extrasensory perception. Look, as we're integrating, like didn't I say kind of going into the light? So you have this opportunity to really integrate your higher self, Pile 1, to really allow this higher self to come through, this light being to come through here. You just have to really open that portal with your dreams. With your dreams is what I'm hearing. Let that portal really take you. Right before you go to sleep, set your intentions of how grounded you are and how you're going to be transported to this energy so that you can really integrate these messages that your guides are trying to bring through. I'm hearing that, Pile 1, you're getting so much through your dreams that you're not necessarily grasping, and that's okay that you're not able to bring the messages back. But really start a little journal if you don't have one already, writing out your dreams. Writing out, because you see how different these two energies are. She's trying to suck in these messages. She's trying to breathe in the messages from spirit, but you're so grounded that the higher vibrations and the frequencies aren't reaching you, Pile 1. So you've got the grounded part down. Trust that you're grounded enough to receive, to raise to this vibration, to receive this information. And that's why I think they're bringing up your dreams here, because they want you to know that is at a state that you're at where you're not in control of how you're receiving the message. You're just receiving. So let your dreams start to apply a little bit more imagination to those dreams. Start to try to write them down and make a little story out of it. Like make it fun. See what adventures envision this character, if you will. This little character that you are in your dreams. And how each time you load up to this game to receive whatever it is. And try to make it fun right before you go, you go to bed, okay? Hi! You're the winner! You won! You won the unicorn! Y'all, she's the winner. I did it, and you won. So I'm gonna send it to you. It's the Unicorn Spirit Guide. I'm in the middle of the collective reading now, but this is Pile 1. I have a second pile as well. Let me see what else everybody said. I got the message through songs, and I think the song was a sign. Yeah, I get messages through songs all the time. Really listen to your music. That's a great way. Put on a playlist on shuffle. And let Spirit say, okay, Spirit, what messages are you going to bring through in this music today? I've got a couple of playlists on Spotify that I love to use. You can go to Spirit Guide Candles on Spotify and look at my playlist. But I have one that's called Spirit with a bunch of emojis. I really should add my playlist to my LinkedIn bio. I just don't know how to do it. So I'll add it to my bio. So that you can just go and click on my playlist, I'm writing my story. My dreams are about my evolution. See? Yeah, see? I get messages in movies. Me too. Always have since I was a kid. See, look, continue to tap in. This is all, Pile 1's resonating for me as well at this moment because I really am that visualization person. So really kind of try to continue to embrace that message Spirit's bringing through for you. That's an awesome confirmation. You are a king/queen. You are royalty. Treat yourself that way. See the way that you see the world as a It doesn't matter if anyone else gets it, y'all. We have to really believe this. That's that child, that inner child vision. You know, my niece said something to me when I was there playing with her the other day, and it just really touched my heart because she said, you know, you're like, let me remember how she said it. I might butcher it, but she kind of said, you're like an adult, but you still play like a kid. You have this kid, like, and I love that. I've always felt that way. And I never want to lose that because it's something that we choose to get rid of, that we choose to let fizzle out. The ability to let ourselves imagine and to play. The ability to be in that moment and just completely be there and be that kind of in that vibration, in that frequency. And my inner child a lot of times will come out in that way. And I let all aspects of my being be present in that moment, whatever it wants to be, because I really can't control that. I can control the way that I react, and I can control the way that I perceive the information. And the unicorn is great for slowing you down, especially when you're feeling at a triggered moment, remembering that you're the king or the queen, okay? I'm not quite catching what y'all are saying here. Hold on. Let's see. I've been told a million times that you should write a book. Write it. Do it. Don't worry about if it's going to be like someone else's or if it's the right message. Let yourself just do it. If you were to be a kid again and just to do whatever you were doing, there is no thought on, am I going to create the perfect rabbit when I paint it? Am I going to tell the perfect story when I tell it? There is no thought of that. You're just creating for fun. There's no comparing it. We start to learn those things as we get older, as we start to feel like we're not matching up, we're not worthy, we're not able to do the things that someone else is able to do, so let's not do it at all. It's like you can't be an artist, you can't paint because you aren't able to create the art that you think is meant to be an art to create. Just create. Just do it. Not for anything else. Not for the money, not for the fame, not for what it's going to be. Let go of all. It's so hard. I'm telling you, it's so hard. But letting go of all of those things and truly treating your creations like a queen or a king created it. Do you think the king or queen walks out and says, this creation I have a hard time with it. I don't like to be like, look, go shop my shop. Look how this amazing thing I created. But we put so much love and light and energy into making these candles. And I doubt it a lot. I get in my head, right? Like, am I doing enough to work with these candles? Am I showing enough respect for these guides? Am I this? Am I that? And then y'all show me how connected you feel to it and how much it means to each of you. And I just didn't expect that on this journey. So Pa One, Spirit's having me bring this up because you need to look at yourself and the things that you create as gold, as magic, because it is magic. It is gold. You just got to breathe that in and really take it to your core. And I really am hearing that the reason why you have trouble discerning these messages, these higher frequency messages sometimes, is because you're so grounded. We are being pushed to any advice on healing traumatic blocks. I can't dream. I don't know if I ever did. So look, for traumatic blocks, start journaling. Really ask yourself, base it down and let yourself really get into that root of it. But don't put any expectations, right? Sit down if journaling feels right. I mean, it's really hard because what feels right for you? Are you a dancer? Do you like to dance? Do you like to paint? Do you like to sing? Do you like to mirror gazing can be really great. There's so many. You create your magic, right? So use what feels right for you. You don't have to apply what, if someone else is a swimmer, they may release so much when they get to the pool and go and do swimming, right? But if you're not a swimmer, you get to the pool, it doesn't resonate for you. You know what I mean? Like, water is huge for me, so I use my showers to really get to those things. My showers are a whole ass ritual. Every time almost. Like a whole ass ritual. I keep a key in my shower. I'm in my shower and I put up a little bubble. I release all my shields and I let that water and I talk to it and I ask for it to reach every crevice of the day. Because the thing is that we have to heal and release and alchemize things on an hourly, on a daily, frequently, because you're taking in new information. So really keeping yourself grounded but light. really letting yourself flow. And so to get rid of that stagnant energy is like just bringing awareness to it, continually bringing healing to it and intention to it, and being kind and compassionate to it, but realizing that you can't force a block to dissolve, that you have to bring kindness and compassion to it. The unicorn calling in the unicorn spirit guide, or something that really resonates for you. If it's singing a song, singing a song saying, I am worthy, I am cleansed of all this gunkiness that is blocking inside of my path. But the unicorn is a fierce companion for clearing out any blockages. That's literally written in the messages that I wrote. So calling on the energy right now to get all of those blockages and to clear all of those out for you. Okay, Pile 1? And the lady that just said that, I'm sorry. Wow, that was probably why I haven't painted in years. Yeah, so clear it out. Let yourself be free of it. Let yourself create a new memory. Create something spontaneous with it. Find a way to do it in a new way if it feels like the old way can't work anymore, okay? Next card, nourishment. The trigger statement is, it is all my fault. The true statement is, I see what I truly need. The essential oil is grapefruit. And it's working with, I believe, our sacral chakra here at the bottom. So really working with our worthiness and our self-worth, which is why the trigger statement is all my fault. Nourishment, providing that nourishment for yourself, Pile 1. Your energetic body needs nourishment. So begin to discern physical hunger from spiritual hunger. Cherish your body and the way it supports you. Okay, Pile 1? Cherish your body in the way that it supports you. Let's see here. You are a king/queen. That's the stick here, okay? I think there was another one though. Today, I am brimming with energy and overflowing with joy. See, so speaking these things into the I am present, speaking these connections and these things, like if you want to recall your dreams, I remember my dreams. Thank you for all the dreams that I remember. Thank you for clearing these blockages, really speaking them in the I am present, telling yourself that I am full and brimming with joy and energy today when you shower, when you wake up. Okay, your tarot cards. We've got, we've got the 10 of Cups. Okay, this is going to go. So, we're just going to keep piling here. We've got the 10 of Cups here, okay? So, emotional stability is coming in. If it's not here already, if you're not feeling it yet, just continue to do the things, the practices that you're doing, because that's why I keep saying that you're grounded, Pile 1. You are grounded. You've done the work to be grounded. And now is the time to swim. Now is the time to uproot your roots and to go into the flow. Okay, Pile 1? Detoxing right now. Yeah, that's happening a lot. I've been detoxing a lot right now. You're so welcome. Hi. So I'm doing a general reading from the Unicorn Spirit that we just launched. We just did the lighting ceremony, and we're asking it to come in and provide healing. And right now I'm doing Pile 1, okay? So if you are resonating with this, keep listening to Pile 1. And if not, we wait for Pile 2. Okay, the second card is the 4 of Cups. But do you see how we're swimming back? Do you see how it comes with 10? And then we've got here coming back to this situation that is not serving us. Coming back thinking that maybe something has changed. Maybe something is different. Maybe we can get the emotional stability and fulfillment from this situation. When in reality, we know that that is not true. When in reality, we know that we have to go and create our happiness for ourselves. And if this person or if this being or if this energy does not want to come with us and swim in our seas of happiness, then we have to allow ourselves to go forward with the 6 of Swords. And we need to allow ourselves to be strong in the path that we forge, because we are the ones that are meant to forge it. We are not meant to drag someone along on that path with us, Pile 1. We're meant to say, I'm sorry that I cannot provide this cup for you. Don't bring them any more cups. How many more cups are you going to give them? 3 cups didn't work. Are you going to give them a 4th? And then what? Then you're going to go off? Like, let yourself hold. That's your cup. Give yourself. You've given enough. Is what I'm hearing here, Pile 1. I'm hearing that it's time for you to just really honor your path and to go forward, to uproot yourself a bit, to really let yourself, to really be, I see what I truly need. See what you truly need. You see all this blue energy coming in? You've got here with your throat chakra kind of coming in, a lot of blue. So he's got this blue scarf on, cape on. So your throat chakra is really activating here, Pile 1. And then you've got this magic that's coming in through this portal, really integrating that higher self, like I said, into your true goddess form. You are a queen/king. It is time for you to be the child of the cosmos, to resonate with the cosmos within your soul. Your star, your heart is your connection to your soul essence. Continue to get out of this mental storm that you're in. Get out of this, carve your path out of it. Get out of this mental storm that you're trapped in, and trust in your groundedness, and that right now this transformation, this DNA that is integrating, this dark night of the soul, if you will, Pa 1, that is your path right here. You are at this precipice of integrating this higher self, and you have to trust that you've done the work, and that now it is time to let go of these old mental constraints that you've placed on yourself, and to become fully integrated with the cosmos. The intelligence of the cosmos lies within you. Not in this reading, not in the unicorn. You have the key. Hi from New Zealand. Hi. I love that. I hope you're having a wonderful day and it's resonating. Yay. Oh, you're so welcome. I'm so glad that it's resonating for y'all. I was meant to be in this live. Just open the heart portal during a meditation before jumping in. And look at that. Look at you. You are a child of the cosmos. You are connected. Do you see? I'm even really seeing I heard Pleiades. So you may literally be a Pleiadian. Todd and I say that all the time. Pleiadian. You may be Pleiadian. You may be, if that resonates for you. But like literally I'm hearing that you have no idea what's coming. You don't even know how worthy you are. And your guides want you to just cut yourself a break. Cut yourself a break, okay? Really let yourself feel. Look, transformation with the butterfly spirit here. And didn't we talk about pearls with this pile? I talked about a pearl and revealing that pearl. That's hilarious. This clamshell is opening up. You are in this form of transformation, this DNA pile 1. I mean, literally, we already hit it all on the head, and Spirit is bringing the message back through. Let yourself, right now isn't the time to necessarily soar and flap your wings. Right now is the time to flap them about, feel yourself, this confidence take root, and then soar. No more challenging your mental. This is you're the phoenix, transformation again. Or look, transmutation. We were talking about alchemizing. We were talking about that. We were talking about rising from the ashes. And here's a mythical being. And so many people guessed Phoenix. And y'all, I have been wanting to do the Phoenix. It's not, I don't know if we're going to do it next, but soon. Because I've wanted to get a mythical creature into our guides. I'm trying to, we've gotten spirit animals, kind of. We've got mythical creatures. We've got seasons, which we've done with All Hallows Eve. We've done a season with the Winter Spirit Guide. We've got the sun and the moon. So I've kind of been dabbling about, and Spirit really tells me which guide is next. Every time I'm trying to get a guide to come next, it's like, nope, that's not the time yet. But Phoenix is calling to me, y'all, because I feel this resonates for me as well. And I'm glad that it's resonating. We are rising from the ashes. We are transmuting everything that doesn't serve us. All those blockages, the unicorn is here to brush those to the side and say, please, my colorful magic, my rainbow magic is just going to shine directly through this gunkiness. This portal magic is going to transmute everything that's in this, all this negative energy, and it's going to transmute it and give it to the earth. It's going to give it to the earth. If there's anyone in here, I just heard, if there's anyone in here that believes in sending energy back times 10, I heard to bring up, remember that you still get what you send out. So do not be pulled into the trap of believing that you need to be the judge, jury, and executioner, and because someone sent negative energy or bad mojo your way, that you should retaliate. You keep that cycle of duality going by doing so. Free yourself of that prism. Free yourself of that prism. I'm going to leave it like that. Free yourself of that prism and really send that negative energy. Do you know what I do? I say, thank you so much for sending me that negative energy. And I'm going to transmute it, and I'm going to send it into the earth, and the earth loves dense negative energy. So I say, I'm going to send it into my property so that that energy can now fuel my protections and my shields. That energy can now give me more balance and more more groundedness, because instead of spending energy to send it back or to send that to keep myself enveloped in that cycle, I severed that tie and I say no thank you, and then I set an intention that any negative energy from that person that comes again has a little funnel that reaches my little bubble, and it's like, oh, I've encountered you before, I know just how to transmute that because I've got sentries through my property. I know I sound fucking crazy. If anybody's on the For You page, they're like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? But if you're on a spiritual journey, you know exactly what I'm fucking talking about. So really envision that bubble and put in your mind, put protections. It's like we put protection to arm against burglary. We put protection to arm against someone breaking into your house, and even that sometimes isn't enough. You got to put cameras, you got to put this, and you got to put that, and you do all that, right? So thank you for the flowers. Do that for your energy body. Do that as an energy for your property, for your home, your apartment, and have an area that is privately yours in your mind, or even, it doesn't matter because it's your area of power, right? I've got a bubble and a bubble and a bubble. And you gotta make it through all the frequencies, and good luck, because after all these years of transmuting and providing energy to that, I'm not afraid, because that energy will make me aware, and I'm not like, oh my God, I've got to cleanse, right? Then I'm feeding the fear. I'm protected. My guide's got me. I don't have to worry or doubt it because I have created it by believing in it, and by believing in it is believing in my magic to create it. I believed I would buy a house, and what did I do? I created it. I went and I found, finally, as a server, mind you, as a server. I don't know anybody that bought a house as a server. And it's like, I'm going to create it. And my spirit guides needed this home for me to have this home. I got it right before COVID. My husband and I did. And it was like, I don't know what we would have done, during COVID, and it just would have been much harder. So I to especially work through my awakening and my energy stuff and having a land and having a yard, so continue to have that faith and look at the things that you've accomplished to compare it to, not someone else's accomplishments, because you have no idea what they've gone through to get there. I'm sorry, I know I'm on a rant, but this is all channeled from spirit, so whoever needs to hear it. Don't let someone else's accomplishments or where they are in their journey make you feel like your journey is less than, or that you have not grasped something, because why aren't you there? You have no idea why those things are happening in their journey, right? You have no idea. There's a unicorn on my book cover. They might be connected to us. Oh, I love it! See? I've been doing all of this. Yay. Thank you for the roses. All the roses. Oh my God, there is a unicorn on my book cover. Absolutely, yes. Oh, I love y'all. Okay, let's see. I've got a couple more cards for pile 1, and then we'll go to pile 2. Oh, I love you. Thank you. Okay. Phoenix, we already did that. Transformation, we did that. We know we're rising from the ashes. And how do we do that? With gratitude, y'all. Maple spirit. Generosity. Gratitude and generosity. Being generous to our spirit. What was I saying? Not just generous to other people. Generous to your spirit and what you need. What you actually can do and cannot do, and what energy you need to fuel your happiness. You've got to be kind and generous to yourself. It's like we're taught to be generous to everybody, but not to ourselves. You've got to do that to yourself too. How can you constantly be giving if you have nothing to give? If I've got no pennies, how can I go and give pennies? And it's good to be still generous, right? And give even when you don't have. But you also have to recognize the patterns that are robbing you of your generosity and robbing you of your glow, right? And then the Lumeria card is stepping through. Y'all, we're walking home. That's the song that's playing right now. We're walking home. Pile 1, you're stepping through. You've made this dance. Look, that's the second lily, or flower, stepping out of a flower here. And really creating our transformation, creating our sacred dance that is ours and ours alone, so that we can fly, because we've gone through the work, we've transmuted everything, so that we can now be this generous cosmic child, and then we will be the goddess that you want to be. But now you'll be able to do it through groundedness and not be through fear. Do it anyway. Do it anyway, pile 1. Okay, pile 1, I think that's it for you. You're walking home. Just surrender to the process. Surrender to the flow and the dance. Trust your guides. You see these hummingbirds. They're here to show you that there is magic happening all around you, coming from all directions. You're literally seeping from your pores. So let this unicorn Tonight, call on that unicorn again, because this is going to be going for 4 hours today with all of the healing and all the stuff that we've done, okay? All right, let me move on to pile 2. But tonight, set that intention before you go to sleep, right? That the unicorn is going to clear out all those blockages. You can do it right now. The unicorn is doing it right now. But really, let it seep through. It's just happening little bits at a time, you know? You don't have to have it overnight. Because it's not for your highest good. If that was what meant to happen, that's what would happen. Okay. Pile 2, let me do a bell dong. Thank you so much, pile 1. All right. I'll check my messages after this. My grandma and the Palladian. See, yeah, I'm so happy it resonated for y'all. We maintained a lot of people in here during it. All right, pile 2. Thank you, pile 1. I'm sending healing for you, but that doesn't mean that you can't stay in and listen to pile 2, because I'm still going to close the portal at the end, because my intention is that everything that we're working on is for the collective, y'all. And though we do have our own journeys and our own lenses of those journeys, that's why so much of it can resonate across. I have no idea what's actually going on in your journey, especially with a collective reading. And these cards and these tools are just helping me channel with spirit to bring up the messages of healing in this portal that we're creating here with the unicorn. Okay? So, by you being here and providing that light, we've got 22, how magical. By being here and providing that light for pile 2 now, we've provided so much healing to our collective. So much light that is channeled back and that has gone to your day and your day and your day and your day and people that are hopping in and out. You know, it's like that joy trickles, and then maybe they felt a little bit of a connection, and maybe they'll be like, man, I'm going to look up the unicorn spirit. And even if it doesn't translate to working with me specifically, it's like these messages now find them way into your life. 22 views for the pile 2, 222, yep. And someone said 222 at the beginning of this. I said it faster than you typed. I feel that way in lives a lot, because you're trying to type a message and they've already moved on to the next thing, especially me. Already moved on to the next thing and you're like, damn it, I missed the opportunity. But I want you to know you can always type it, because I love it. That means we're connected, right? I'm connecting with you and already resonating with what you were feeling as well. I love it. I'm channeling that I'm transforming something beyond my galactic self. Yeah, love it. Unicorn spirit is perfect for that. I want to actually pull this up so I can reference a couple things. It is capable of healing all versions of yourself, calling your power back across all timelines, dimensions, and realities for the highest good. So all those versions of yourself that have been split off through trauma, through whatever, calling all those aspects back and healing them before they become a part of you again, so that you can decide what actually is meant for you and what isn't. Right? What actually is meant to be integrated, and only for your highest good, so that you're not all of a sudden integrating millions of shards of yourself. Right? If only 10 of your shards are ready to be reintegrated, then only 10 of your shards will be reintegrated. And that DNA will come with whatever gifts, clairs, things that you are upgrading, because you're becoming a higher vibrational frequency. So then suddenly the gifts that we all have, right? And just like someone that's really good at basketball versus someone that's not, you may be really good at clairvoyant abilities. And so you may perceive your intuition more through those clairs, through that clair, versus someone that's more clairaudient and hears things from spirit. We all kind of have a mix of all of it. It's like Harry Potter. How can I be just Ravenclaw? I am a Raven, Slytherin, Hufflepuff. We're a mix of all of them, right? Divergent. Okay, pile 2. Let's go. Surrender, pile 2. We're surrendering everything. It's like it's right on on point with pile 1 already. But for me, I'm already getting a sense that you're so ready to surrender that you slowed yourself a bit it's almost like you jumped the gun. It's almost like you were ready to get rid of it so quickly that your spirit had a lurching of it, because you were just yanking at all of these tendrils and trying to get them free of yourself. And your spirit was like, whoa, 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 whoa. We need these things. We need these things, pile 2. We need these things. But you're doing the right thing. But just maybe allow this moment to be a recognition of how you've got to give yourself the space before rushing into what the journey is. Let yourself first ask the question, right? It's almost like you leaped and then you were like, wait, what does this entail exactly? I'm going to try to show you here. You're a Huffleclaw too. I love it. My husband's a Hufflepuff. You've been sneezing all day, alchemizing. Yep. I yawn, like, so anytime I'm doing deep healing, I yawn, and I can literally feel the energy moving up through my body, moving up and coming out through the yawn. And I have done really deep work with my spirit guides to release things. And it's almost like that. Funny that we brought that up, because you've got this tree here that's at your throat chakra. Right? And so that's that ancient wisdom that's been in there from the get-go, that was there when you came down, and then you just don't remember. Surrendering to that ancient wisdom, surrendering to the knowledge that whatever I am meant to say, I am saying it with intention of love and light and magic and pure creation. That whatever I am meant to bring forth is brought through me in my journey and my magic of creation and my lens. By surrendering to that ancient wisdom that you are receiving, no one else's ancient wisdom, your ancient wisdom. Through your connection with your specific guides, with your specific journey for this specific purpose to be here. So that's why you can't let someone else's journey or what they are surrendering or what they're telling you isn't meant for you, right? Everybody has their own lens. It's okay you can be right in your journey and someone else be right in theirs. And we have to let go of thinking that we all have to apply a specific pattern to our journey for it to be accomplished. You are your wisdom keeper, which is bringing up the owl spirit guide now. But you are your own wisdom keeper. The unicorn's trying to remind you how wise you really are. So let yourself fall away from this idea of burning the ego, is what I'm hearing. The ego is useful for you. The ego does not need to be gotten rid of. We were placed with an ego for a reason. You cannot get rid of it. And the more you fight it, the harder it's going to come back. But if you accept it as part of your essence, and that you ask for it to work with you, and you ask to co-create with it, to allow you to give you inspiration, but to not take the reins away from you. Because it's almost like a kid. When the kid wants to play with a toy, right? And you're trying to take away that toy, and you're just trying to yank it away from them, not communicating with it, not communicating with the kid, not letting the kid actually have a voice and saying, no, I know what's best. I'm going to take this toy away from you right now. For the kid, you've now created an experience that, who knows, whatever, we won't get there, but you're creating an experience where it just doesn't feel understood. It just hasn't had a moment of understanding. It hasn't had, whether or not it's going to happen or not, taking that moment to really fully explain it, treating your system, right? Reparenting your system. We are reparenting ourselves, so we have to give ourselves compassion. We can't be the Hierophant at all times. We can't be this ancient being at all times. We've got to allow for our ancient being to speak through us and to us, right? Let it speak through you to you, right? So let's see. Let's continue on. Oh, look, this came flying here. Your tarot card wanted to come out. Ooh, I like that idea. Let's see if I can set something up for that. I like that. Let me see if that's resonating for y'all. Ooh. Okay, let me get your sticks here. We're gonna go with that right there. We're gonna go with that right there. Okay. Yes, I started using owls in my stuff. Yeah, see, I'm working on the root chakra and the chakra blanket. I'm working on it. I love it. A chakra blanket. That sounds amazing. I thought I was talking too much. No! Please talk. I love it when y'all chat. I'm asking my phoenix to burn my ego. Yeah. Okay, look. So ask your phoenix to rebirth and burn away the parts of your toxic ego, right? Surrender to your ego in a way by letting the spirit guide really burn away what is not meant to be a part of your ego, because you're going to continue to have lessons. You're human. You are here on this planet, in this dimension, in this reality to create and co-create. Right? We don't really know. We have ideas and we have hopes and we have dreams and we have realities, which is why you have to really come back to that center of what is meant for my vessel. And not trying to just burn away the parts of you that are you, that you created for a reason. Bringing compassion to it, right? Instead of trying to burn it away. Burn away the parts that aren't for you. The phoenix is great for that. I do a fire pit ritual, which I have up on my TikTok if you'd like to check it out, where I walk around the fire pit and I really do envision the phoenix spirit guide, and I let it burn away all the parts that aren't serving me, which is why I say the parts that aren't serving me for my highest good. So the parts of my ego that are stopping me and triggering me and making me feel trapped in this, I ask that I bring compassion to it. I don't just burn it with a torch. I ask that it willingly be a part of the ritual, that it willingly be a part of the release, because I cannot forcefully release something. I've got to accept that this part of my ego may not be ready to be released, right? Pal 2? Balance. Our body is our ego. We must balance it. Exactly. I thought something today, and it was 1929 TGE, year my dad was born. Oh, wow. See, that's the sign right there. And that's a sign probably from your father and your spirit guides as we're with you. We're here on your journey, supporting you, and really appreciative as we're burning away these karmic things and these things in our DNA. Our guides are celebrating. It's like we like to be so hard, and we look at our past and we're like, look, they did this and they did that. And it can be so easy to feel trapped in that duality of sadness of what our ancestors have done and what we've been built upon and what all this has happened and this, that, and the other. But we didn't come down here to be trapped in that reality. We came down here to burn that away in a compassionate way, to bring compassion to it and to create something new and different. To say everybody only does and creates the best they can at the time, right? We got to give that compassion. We give it to ourselves and to other people. They're doing the best they can. They're only human. They're only able to handle so much. Oh, they're going through this. Bless their heart, right? Bringing more compassion to ourselves and to our journeys, but to all of it. Because we're building something new. And our ancestors want to be a part of that. They've learned, and they were a part of us deciding to come down here to heal it. They were a part of that journey and that decision to join, to surrender to this. Right? Oh, yay. My DJ friend wanted me to make him a blanket. Oh, I love that. I love the idea of making a healing blanket and like how powerful. Do you see how just by using imagination and intention and creating, and through intention and magic of weaving that, you do create a healing blanket. You create this opportunity to heal. Hello, yes. So I'm trying to embrace my higher level of existence outside of galactic, angelic level, or deity. See, so you're doing it. You're not trying, you are doing it. Speaking in I am presence, okay? Not try to take out the word, try to take out the word trying. Try not to say trying, because then you're telling you're creating the effort, the trying. All you're creating is effort. So you have embraced a higher, I understand you're telling me now, so that makes sense. But like when you're telling yourself, right, make sure you're speaking it in the I am present. I have embraced my higher level of existence. I have outside of my galactic and angelic level or deity. I have embraced my star essence, right? So your sticks wanted to come out. Divine feminine energy, which is very, 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 very big right now in all of us. I am a big believer that we carry everything within ourselves. So we carry divine feminine and divine masculine energy within us. And we have to balance those things within ourselves in order to find balance with a divine masculine or divine feminine energy outside of ourselves, right? We may be more functioning, and that can change from day to day. You might function in your divine masculine or your divine feminine from day to day, but that you can still have a counterpart that is meant to help balance you. But I do believe that we hold those energies within ourselves. And right now the divine feminine in the collective is really having a lot of things shown to it, a light shined upon it, and it is something that we are not meant to be pulled into. We are not meant to be pulled, those aspects of ourselves are not meant to pull back into those triggers. We are meant to allow those energies to be, so that the divine masculines can confront those energies themselves to heal it within ourselves, right? But that doesn't mean that you don't have divine masculine aspects in yourselves that can then be healed through this divine feminine, right? So you don't want to be operating in your toxic masculine energy inside yourself or your wounded divine feminine inside yourself. You want a balance of both energies within yourself, so that way you don't need a divine masculine energy to provide that energy for yourself. For you are already full and completed with your divine masculine. And now, when you're not operating out of your divine masculine, I'm not lacking. See what I'm saying? Like, I'm not lacking because I already have the divine masculine energy within myself and the divine feminine. Oops, that is, past life. I didn't even mean to grab that one. We were talking about DNA from a past ancestor, integrating that and healing it for them. And here's the stick to confirm it, y'all. Past life. So this is a past life that's coming through here for you, pile 2. An opportunity to heal it. A portal to heal this. And it is associated with your divine feminine energy. Because of the fact that I thought I was putting up the divine feminine stick, but I put up past life. So that makes me think that it is a wound that is associated with this wounded divine feminine within your lineage. And that there maybe was an unbalance between how which is not uncommon, an unbalance between how the masculine and the feminine energies were treated in your life. So it's time for you to reparent that outlook, and realize that I am a divine masculine and divine feminine being within one. And I want to be in balance with both aspects and release the anger and the wounds that are associated with this karma that is coming up for you. This is why you came here, to release this wounded divine I can't read the chat right now, but wounded divine feminine that is literally coming through, and your spirit wants you to know that you just need to trust what you feel, which is what I was saying earlier. Trust what you are feeling, not what someone else tells you. What you are actually discerning from this information, so that you can truly bring healing. No one can bring healing to a wounded divine feminine past life energy. You have to do that work. You can have tools like this unicorn, like these readings, like affirmations, like all these things, dancing, art meditation, all these tools that can help you to heal it and to bring it forth. But you have to trust in your ability to discern what this information is that needs to be healed. Right? Am I making sense, y'all? Let me see. Amen. So I'm channeling that came through. I am one, okay. Yay, it's resonating so much. Okay, one part, first and me. Okay, prime source, control being. Oh my gosh, okay. These beings are balanced, love, heal, peace. I love it. Yes. Because God is both. Yes, exactly. God is both. Gender is not a thing that we assigned gender and boxes, and that's duality. That's part of our duality. That's part of this world of duality that we created, that we have to create a portal through. Not being trapped on one side or the other, not assigning ourselves to a box and saying that, okay, well, because I'm a divine feminine, I have to resonate with these aspects and I have to work with these aspects. Don't put yourself in a box. You are an unbelievably powerful being with access to any magic that you need to access, that you want to access. It is your limitations that you place. Don't allow any limitations to be placed on you. I was the deity of balance. See? Like a shard of, yeah, this is awesome. Yay, yay. Okay, cool. Let me continue. It's hard for me to read when I'm in the flow. And this is a very important message, because I really do believe that we are healing something in the collective right now that has to do with the way that we look at the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And how if we can bring those, see how I put them on opposite sides, if we can bring those back to balance within ourselves, we heal that in the collective. So all that toxic masculinity that we're being shown, all the things that we're being shown that aren't resonating with us, right? Suddenly have less power, for we have healed the triggers and the things within us that we assign to those things, right? We realize that you are on your journey, and it actually has nothing to do with X, Y, or Z. That's as far as I'll go there. Okay, Spirit, I know I want to go this way. So, I want to pull the portal here, because the portal is important. Let's see where we're going. Mountain Goddess. Ooh, I just had goosebumps. High vibration, mindfulness, power of the mind. Not a shard. I was becoming them again. Oh, see? Look. So integrate that. Keep integrating that and having a... That's amazing. And believe in your power. Believe in your power of creation and the way that you're meant to create. And the way that you're meant to bring it forward. Mountain Goddess. Like, look. See this magic that is coming? I mean, this has a feel of like divine intervention. And there's an angel here that's like literally coming forward and like an offering. See how the hand is out? It's like you've reached this mountaintop, and now it's this offering, the Mountain Goddess. It's like you've been climbing. You're reaching this higher vibration. You're reaching this mindfulness inside of yourself. This power to control your thoughts. Look, resilience, Cypress for the essential oil, pile 2. I need to control. The true statement, that was the trigger statement. The true statement is I surrender. I surrender. Pile 2, surrender. It's all about surrendering, letting go of the control, letting the past life come through, trusting what you feel from your divine feminine energy that's wanting to heal. This mountain, literally, and then divine feminine, we have a mountain goddess that's coming through. And in the last pile, we also had a goddess of earth. So we've got a goddess that is associated with the earth and like all of this, and then we have a goddess that's associated with the mountains that is literally a higher vibrational. The top peak is like where you can reach these portal energies and these gifts from these goddesses here, right? I'm heading to a shamanic retreat for 7 days in the mountains to regroup, rebalance, and reground and heal. Look at that. I mean, Spirit is confirming for you that you're doing the right things. Continue to have the faith and make this, like, surrender to it. Let this process be what it is. I feel this. It's my week. I had 3 Zoom interviews for a TV news job. I feel like I can do anything. Keep creating it. I am woman. Hear me roar. Yes, so powerful. Yes. I surrender. Let's read the statement. Allow yourself to relax with the currents of life. These changes will take you even closer to where you are meant to be. And it's yellow. Your self-worth, your power. Allow yourself to flow. I'm doing a general right now, so if you're in here, it may resonate for you. Allow yourself to flow in the currents of life, okay? The 6 of Cups come together to create this emotional stability. We're talking about water again here. Lots of water energy. We have been referring to this water because we're dealing with so much of the emotions, and so much is at the surface right now. With this solar eclipse that just passed, it was like lighting a match. Is how I feel. It lit the match under our ass to finally relax and have the clarity. It's funny because it came with rest for me. I mean, I had to take time. I really could not function. I was fully in allowing this DNA to integrate. So let yourself have that time to integrate and ask for help when you need it. See that mountain? See that mountain in the distance? The crow is here to let you know that you have your guides right beside you, that you can share in this creation, and that you can trust that you will be guided to the right. Look, the Queen of Wands. Mountain. And you have Pele Pele. This is the story of Pele Pele here. And the mountain goddess of Hawaii. And so you're literally integrating this new way, this explosion, this reset of a being. You're integrating this queen finally fully. You thought it already happened. You thought, oh, I've reached this new state. No, Spirit wants to say the more you surrender to it, you've done so well. You have dedicated yourself to this journey, and you have given yourself this time. Hello, baby. Oh, it's been so long. Hi. Yes, the rest still as we continue through Mercury retrograde. Exactly. Continue to rest through Mercury retrograde, because right now it's you've done enough. You've done enough work. It's time to let things have movement so that you don't have to worry about which direction you're going. Because don't be scared, okay? But like, the tower's here. And it's a beautiful thing, y'all. You are not falling from this tower. No. You knew this tower was coming. You gave yourself spiritually this presence to let everything fall. Go into this tower. You will have so many tower moments in your life. If you're not going through it already, if you're not in the middle of a tower moment right now, embrace it. Surrender to it. Let everything fall away, because when everything, like the burning away with Pele Pele here, yes. Where I was sent spiritually rest and celebrate. Yes, Trisha. I didn't even even think of it, but yes. And me going to Hawaii was a huge, big thing in my spiritual awakening as well. We went for our honeymoon, and that was I connected spiritually. That was the start of my journey right around there. I was already into tarot and stuff, but I didn't do my spiritual awakening was probably a couple years, 2 years after that. Because I was on the road for a long time before I finally had my awakening that really skyrocketed so much growth, so much integration. And I'm how can I still be going through tower moments just through me healing? It's people think that you have to have external things to have a tower moment in your life. You don't have to have external things to have a tower moment. You are bringing up things to the surface that were tower moments from years ago, and you're finally allowing that to crumble and fall. You can't build with rotten bricks. I don't know why I said bricks, but literally that's how hard it was. That's how cemented this rot was, and it's time to let this fall. Look, they wanted me to hit the bell. Do you see how much I trust my spiritual team? I doubt the messages sometimes, but I trust, like, when they want me to hit the bell, I'm going to hit the bell. When they want me to show you the tower, you know, like, you got to trust your tower is meant for you in this moment, right? Oh, I'm so happy you needed it. Hawaii keeps coming up for me. I know I've been really called to going to Hawaii. I'm really being called to, I want to travel. Alex wants to go and just be in nature and just be for like days. And past generations tower moments, yeah. Past generation tower moments, yes. I love that. Past generation tower moments. Letting yourself experience the tower moments of your past generations, of your karmic family, of your DNA, of DNA that you don't even realize, of past lives that you don't even realize. Because it's funny how we don't realize how it's literally a web, y'all. It is a web, a spider web of connectedness. Because this past life that you experienced, you had ancestors with and DNA and relatives and things like that. It's why we're so connected. So even if you don't resonate with past lives, that's okay. But like, let's say you're on this path here. So you have all this DNA that is associated with you being born. Not only your mother and your father or what, you know, DNA that's coming forth, but literally the DNA of that experience, of the exact planetary alignments that are creating, of the plan, of the data that you downloaded into this being, of the video game that you uploaded to. Act like the hero of your own video game, damn it. That's what Spirit wants you to do. Act like you are the king or queen, literally. I said it for the last one, but you've got to step into it. You've got to step into this higher self. And that's what you're doing. That's what's integrating through this tower as you release these things, y'all. Thank you for the flowers. Can a tower moment be societal situations too? I've heard empires fall and then we have to adjust. Yeah, 100%. Collective, like literally we're going through a major tower moment collectively as so much old falls away and shifts. And I mean, there's just, imagine the energy that you're feeling from the smallest of things. Just scrolling through a couple of TikToks. What are you taking in that day, right? And we're kind of trained to think that we have to always be available and accessible or on our phone. Or I know that if I don't get back to my TikToks in a couple days, which I'm kind of at that point right now, I haven't been able to go back and check and what people say. And I love interacting with y'all, but juggling so much spiritually and so much mentally, and it's like I can't always be on my phone. I can't always be connecting, even though all I want is to connect with y'all and to share and heal and to be connected. But it's, you know, you got to do what's right for your soul and your spirit, taking that time to go for a retreat. So much energy. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's see what the Starseed card was. All paths lead home. Look at that. All paths lead home, y'all. 333. Inner authority, intuition. Turn your gaze within. Retreat. Turn your gaze within and trust that all your paths are meant for you. It's not like you go down a road. We kind of look at it as like we're on this road, right? We're on this journey and we're kind of going, and then we have a new journey and we go that way, or we have a new journey and we go this way, or we have a new journey and we go that way. But it's really not that way at all. It all leads us to that place, like that spider web that I was talking about, right? We may cross over onto this path again, and we could have gone that route of that spider web. That spider web was still created because it had to be in order for us to bridge this whole portal. And so now we're following our path to the center of our own portal to then spiral into our creative center is what I'm, okay, Spirit. So let yourself trust that you're being guided. Look, passage, so much stones here. The same, look, 2 different decks, y'all. 2 different decks. Tell me that's not the same fucking image. You are going through this portal. I'm from Atlanta, so I'm Cuban, but I'm from Atlanta. Both my parents were born in Cuba. But I live in Atlanta, yeah. Or Texas. No, I've never been to Texas, unfortunately. I feel like I have 4 lifetimes this lifetime. Yeah. I feel that way, too. I've been painting stones. Look, like, that's ancient energy really coming through. Ancient energy trying to come through to you to really reveal. And see how she's, both times, her back is to the image. Her back is to the image. That makes me feel that all you have to do is surrender and turn around, and you will see the magic that's right there. You're like walking around, but you're not really seeing it. You're kind of you're wandering a bit. Passage. You're literally standing stones. All the paths lead home. Once you trust, look, letting go. Once you surrender and turn around, the spirit guardian of autumn, change, transformation. We're surrendering that, we're shedding, we're death and rebirth. We're letting the unicorn come in and give this wash of a rebirth to you. Wash away all the things in your DNA ancestry, all the things in your ancestry that's not serving you, that is ready to be moved through, right? Letting go of it, right? So that we can embrace our knowledge. I mean, it's confirming everything. I can't even say anything else, y'all, because I already talked about all this. You're integrating your knowledge. And didn't I kind of describe a boat, a canoe, I think earlier, and how we're paddling on and we're releasing this, we're shedding this old, and we're severing those ties, and we are soaring with our magic and trusting our ancestors' knowledge that they're bringing in for us, okay? And you got 2 Lumerian cards, Pal 2, for Pal 2. Thank you, Trisha. Yeah, we're doing a collective reading. I was told they were fairy stones. I left one at the creek today. How beautiful. See? Trust what you're receiving. I just think it's amazing how we can have such different ideas over the same thing. I could hold a rock and I would have a completely different experience with that rock than you. I know that sounds so silly and stupid and simple, right? But it's so beautiful how I can look at this and I would have I would look at different things. I would see different aspects. I would see it differently. I would experience it differently. And so would every single person. It wouldn't be the same. You experience it from your perspective. So those fairy rocks hold magic in the way that you use them. Just do it with faith, protection, calling in your guides, and you literally are your own compass. You're the compass. You have that compass inside of you. Like Ashley Starlight described it as a compass behind your heart. There is a compass. Get out of the mental and go into the heart. The knowledge taught you that I don't need to follow all these mental avenues and all these little anxieties that get me trapped in my own web, spiraling about. I need to tap into my heart, open up my heart chamber, and realize that I have an inner compass that is guided even better than I could even think to guide it. But that I can tap into that intuition and I can tap into that inner wisdom and knowledge to say, yep, I know this works for me and I know that doesn't work for me. I know that going that avenue won't work for me because it doesn't work. It doesn't spark creation. It doesn't spark imagination, right? So the Lumerian, reclaim your energy. And what does the unicorn do? Helps us reclaim our energy across all timelines, all dimensions, all portals. Reclaim your energy. Use this unicorn spirit guide to reclaim your energy today, y'all. And then further, feather and... Oh, I can't speak it. I'm just not even going to try. My brain is tired. Look at all these animal guides that are here, sitting on the other side of this portal waiting for you. By letting go and surrendering to what your experience already is that you've already created, because you've done the work we talked about, you then call your power back, which is calling back all of your ancestral abilities, all your DNA that can be healed through this release. You pulled that one too, see? You're healing. Didn't I talk about the heart? You see how she's integrating this heart? It spirals up. You see that crown? Continue. You've got capable of accessing so much magic. That was beautiful, y'all. I hope that resonated for you, Pal 2. That was a lot of cards. Oh, I love it. Okay, I think how I want to end is reading the guide one more time because I want to thank the unicorn and activate these energies, and then I'm going to let it keep burning, and I'm going to get some food, and I'm going to nourish myself, and I hope all of this gave you a motivation to nourish yourself today, to give yourself the divine energy that you deserve, and to stop beating yourself up and to give yourself more compassion. Follow your compass. I pulled compass card. Oh my gosh, I love it. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. I'm so happy this resonated for y'all. Okay, which card did you see that you knew was mine? Curious. It was this one. Where is it? Oh no, it was a stick. It was the divine feminine stick. The divine feminine, because I knew you've been I know you've been talking so much about divine feminine, and I was like, this is definitely for her. This divine feminine energy is coming out, and it is powerful. So I knew that was for you, Trisha. Oh, you're so welcome. Blessings to you. Thank y'all for hanging out. So I'm going to read the unicorn spirit and do a little bit of raking energy. So now that we've gone through this healing, right? We've gone through this healing. I'm going to integrate my inner child here again. I'm going to call upon the unicorn spirit guide, and I am going to do a little bit of healing. I'm going to look crazy. I don't care. I'm going to move this forward here for you. We're going to pull it there. Okay. Are you ready? I'm going to... Alexa, skip. This healed your headache. I love that. I had a headache too, and it's gone, actually. Look, we opened up that by letting that third eye, that horn, we pictured that horn really coming out of our third eye and really giving us access like an antenna to our spiritual team. And, you know, being very grounded and being here in this 3D and being here in this planet, it's very hard to fully discern those messages sometimes. And sometimes it's not meant to come through, so it's okay if we're not receiving anything, but today's been a very powerful day and cleared up a lot of fog, I feel like, for me. So I'm really happy that it seems to have done that for y'all. Oh, I'm so happy you found me too. Okay, so the unicorn spirit guide. Are you ready? Yes. Take a deep breath in. Picture, I just saw pink, but picture a color for yourself that feels like protective energy and have it wash through your entire body. Pull it in with the in-breath. And picture all that gunkiness being washed away. All of this protection coming in for you. Thank you, Unicorn Spirit Guide. Yes. I release us of anything that does not serve us. I release us of anything that is not for our highest good. I release. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender. I am love. I am light. I am connected. I am connected. I am connected. I am worthy. I am worthy. All right. The Unicorn Spirit Guide is here to provide protection, and it can be called upon to cleanse any space. If needed, the unicorn can be a fierce companion when clearing out obstacles on the path of your journey. Ooh. Unicorn brings salvation, justice, good luck, and blessings. It acts as a catalyst when kickstarting our imaginations, bringing color back to our vision that may have gotten bogged down in the dualities of this world. Surrender to this healing if it feels right for your highest good. I'm going to clear out any blockages with the help of the Unicorn Spirit Guide. We are sending color magic washing through your entire vessel. Protection and magic, I call upon you, Unicorn Spirit Guide. I feel it. I don't know if y'all feel it, but my hands are vibrating and I feel very much like I've got some stagnant energy here on the left that you don't want to let go of around the elbow area. So for whoever that resonates with, really hold your left elbow and allow for this, I'm hearing joint, this stuck energy, stagnant, that I'm just gathering up in your joints, but in this left elbow in particular. I'm going to pull all that out. Yep, let's pull it. Thank you. Yep, okay. Unicorn Spirit is a mythical energy of pure magic. Its use of color magic gives Unicorn access to all dimensions. It is capable of healing all versions of yourself, calling your power back across all timelines, dimensions, and realities. We cleanse this reality. We cleanse all aspects of ourselves that are coming back to us now for our highest good. I ask that we integrate this into our now vessel, into our now reality as we create with new love, new light, and new magic. Okay? With access to portal magic, it helps us to release the old version of ourselves in order to integrate new DNA. This can be very triggering. I'm just letting you know, as you integrate this new DNA and you let go of this old self, there is a death that is happening. Allow yourself with Unicorn to create a protective, safe space to heal these traumas, these karmic things that are ready to be released. We are creating that now in this moment as we cleanse it. I am pulling all of those energies that you are ready to release, and they are going into this flame here to the unicorn spirit guide for it to transmute across all dimensions and all realities and send it into the earth to help send out a pulsation of love and light and transmuted beauty. Let's continue. Yep, okay, spirit. With access to the portal magic, it helps us to release the old version of ourselves in order to integrate new DNA. Unicorn offers much better. Unicorn offers you its back to ride through the portals that it creates into new realities that we co-create through our imagination. Thank you, Unicorn. By integrating your imagination into everything that you do, by letting yourself create a new lens and applying that lens of freedom, creativity, and not applying a lens of past or future to it, we create a 5D reality in that moment of the thing of pure magic that we're trying to create. It cannot be more powerful than that. Okay, Spirit? It cannot be more powerful than that. This gives you access to all frequencies when you are working with this, is what I'm hearing. When you are working in this state of calling back all aspects of yourself, you are working with different vibrational frequencies at that time, and you are taking a now singular vessel that is now integrating these new frequencies into your vessel for what they were meant to, where they were meant to be in the first place. And by providing that healing and protection with the unicorn and that bubble of energy that surrounds you, envision that bubble of energy around your home, your property, your spirit, yourself, and really let it be something that washes that energy through you so that you release it all at this now moment as we integrate what is meant for our highest good. Thank you, Spirit Guide. Thank you, Unicorn Spirit. Thank you to all of our ancestors, to all of them that are here, all the guides that are here with us now. Thank you to everyone in this room. I am so thankful to the portal energy of healing that we just created and provided with the Unicorn Spirit. I ask that this magic go forward in creating love and light and abundance for every single person in this room. I ask that anything in their bodies or in their spirit. Ooh, I just felt something back here. Okay, that wants to go too. I'm calling for last healing. Anything else that's ready to go. It's almost like things released, got ready as we were talking. Things that weren't ready at the beginning of the healing are now ready, and I'm feeling it. If you feel called, tap on your body where you feel stuck energy. Tap on your heart. Open up that vessel. Picture the Kundalini snake that rides its way, slithers its way all the way up to your crown chakra, to your Earth Star chakra, to your or Soul Star chakra, and connecting you directly to Source with this horn that we're envisioning, with whatever color horn that you're envisioning, that then sends out into a bubble. We are allowing that space, that grieving, and that DNA of them to intertwine, for that duality to finally be released in our brain, for our brain to no longer be divided into right and left, for us to be one with our essence, with our soul, with our brain, our mind, our third eye, our heart, our throat, our Earth Star chakra, our Soul Star chakra, all of us in alignment now in this now moment. Angel Love, I dissolve my fear. That's the song that's saying right now. Do you feel it? Do you see that triangle right there, y'all? Do you see that triangle? Ooh, it's powerful. Let it be for a moment. Ooh, nice. That third eye feels like it's flowing a lot better right now for me. I hope it is for y'all. Okay. Thank you, Unicorn. Thank y'all so much. That was beautiful. Let's bell dong. Look, the King of Cups came flying over, y'all. We are literally, and kind of like the snake, I was seeing it in my mind, but maybe it was a dragon, and we're literally integrating that dragon energy, that unicorn, this mythical energy. It's like we're inviting this mythical energy, like for us for the first time, into our spirit guide collection, but also into our spiritual journey, into our hearts, and into our realities of knowing that these things have more to them than we give credit to. Because I've been shown time and time again how things that I wouldn't even believe to be possible are possible. And by believing in myself and believing in my magic, you can't stop me. No one can. Because Spirit is creating with me. Right? We're becoming that. Okay, let me catch up. Oh, it was amazing. Yay. Oh, I love you all so much. Mwah. I felt the energy. Eclipse just took the place of the head of the... Yeah. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that. That's funny. I had some stress in my shoulders and that released and I relaxed. Oh, yay. You're so welcome, y'all. Thank you for being here for this. You know, I love doing these ritual lightings, and I will continue to do them. Our Unicorn Spirit Guide, if this resonated for y'all today, our Unicorn Spirit Guide is live on our Etsy shop. I also am now doing a lighting ceremony reading that I offer on my Etsy. So if you enjoyed what I did here today and you want something that's a little bit more tailored directly towards your journey, I do have a 4-hour ritual burn that's on my Etsy where I will intuitively pick a spirit guide for you, and we'll work with any intentions and anything that you're needing healing on specific things to kind of clear up any more blockages or anything that we couldn't get to here today in a collective way. And I will burn that candle for you for 4 hours, and I'll do a 15-minute recorded reading and send it to you, where I'll get a little bit more in depth and you can ask me questions and stuff like that, and I will work on that healing. So you can check it out if you want more information. It's on my Etsy, okay? Y'all, I've had so much fun. I think I'm going to get off so I can recharge and celebrate the launch of our new spirit guide. Even if it didn't resonate, please go to I'm going to go and share my my TikTok. TikTok has been, have y'all been noticing how ever since now you can do advertisements? It's like, you can't get seen anywhere. How much is it? So my candles are $27, but we do offer a buy 4. That is, I believe, $104, I believe. But you can check out my link and you can check them out. But they are fueled with Reiki energy. They're all natural, eco-friendly. Even our labels are environmentally friendly. Everything that we do, soy wax, essential oils. We don't like to use anything that's, not environmentally friendly as much as possible. So, thank you. I'm so excited to see you, and I'm so excited you won. I can't believe you won the candle. I will. I think I still have your address, but I may message you and get your address again. I don't have a hummingbird right now, but I have wanted it. I have a dragonfly spirit guide though, and they each come with the messages on the side, so they each have a portal, and they'll come with a little portal activation thing, so that when you do your ritual, it comes with that for you. I'm just tripping all over my words. Mercury retrograde. Okay, I wanted to pull one of these for you as we go. What do we need to know? Okay. Ignore the talk, y'all. Ignore the talk. And past life. Past life again. Tap into that past life. Okay? Y'all, I love you all. Thank you so much for being a part of this candle lighting ritual. Thank you, the Unicorn Spirit. All of the work we did will continue to burn for 4, well, I started at 4:44, so whatever time it is now, for 4 hours from 4:44. I knew I needed it, and the universe is providing because I don't have the money right now. See? Universe will always provide what we need. They will always provide what we need. Okay, y'all, have a wonderful day. Thank you all. I love you. Mwah, mwah. I have to get the dragonfly. I need a blue butterfly for my grandma with the hummingbird. I know. I would. It's so hard to. There's so many good guides. So I'm really just trusting spirit with what I can bring through and what we kind of are able to do. But I want to provide as much in the beginning, I want as broad as possible, so that way I don't have hummingbird, dragonfly, and butterfly where I haven't even gotten to a water creature yet. Like an ocean creature or anything. Okay, I love you. Mwah. Have a wonderful day.